Action.
Lights, camera, action.
Good day, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Hey, sometimes three times is a charm, and sometimes you say the best for last. Here it is right now is I'm bringing back financial advisor, the queen herself, Shateka.
Good evening. How is everyone doing out there? If you're watching the replay, we are super excited to see you. My name is Shateka Husser, CEO of Husser Financial Solutions, where we help you retire before you expire. Our goal is to get your bank account on fire with a whole lot of lifetime tax-free retirement income that you will not outlive. That's our goal. That's what we do. Our goal is really to help people not necessarily have to return back to the workforce after they've left because they didn't properly plan for retirement. There's a lot. There is a such thing called retirement poverty, and I'm on a mission to eradicate that. So thank you for having me on the show, Brian. It's always good to be back in your space with your audience to be able to share.
Hey, listen, anytime I have a platform, as long as I have a platform, guess what? You always have a space. You know what I'm saying? My
Awesome.
platform is your platform. And
Thank
you know
you.
what? Like even right now, some of the things that even over the course of the years, thinking about and being prepared. Like I just got back from having a wonderful vacation in Mexico in December. And you talk about unbelievable. Like when you listen to people and everybody start talking about they want to retire. But the difference is, do you want to retire? Like, in the back of your yard, not doing anything, just retire, just to be retired. Or you
Right.
want to retire and have a purpose? Because to me, I want to have a purpose. I don't want to just retire. I want to live. I want to
Yes.
explore. If we able to live, if we was able to live forever, we would still not be able to enjoy the finer things in life. So
That's
when you
right.
sit back and think about it, you get out there and you start going to these places, and it's not like it costs that much. You just want to make sure you're able to maintain, able to take care of all your responsibility and
Right.
still enjoy your life. And if you can't do that, we setting ourselves up to fail.
Absolutely. Absolutely setting yourself to fail. Look, I know I say retire, but that word really can be synonymous with transition,
Hmm.
right? Because we all transition. Some of us transitions more than others. Me, myself personally has transitioned as an Army officer to a corporate executive and now I'm a business owner personally. And there's so many other people that have done the same, right? They have had 2 and 3 careers. So when we say retire, we mean like you're literally moving from one adventure to the next. And so what's that next adventure? And one of the goals that I have is like moving people from career to calling, because just because you're in your career doesn't mean that you're in your calling.
Right.
But for some that is two and the same, right? It's absolutely a dual purpose for them. But for that person that is not for, and they're not feeling their career, they're not happy, they really want to move into a space of having that income so they can do what they really want to do. To your point, travel, maybe start that business, maybe spend more time with their family, whatever it is, they have the opportunity to do that. They can now do that as an option, but they don't
Mhm.
have options, unfortunately, for some because they still have to work even in retirement. And so my goal is to help people to be able to plan to where they have some type of income. There's all different types of sources out here that can help people with that, and that's really what I'm trying to do.
Mhm. Hey, somebody came on and say, search for a real one. Now we're talking, Glaze. I ain't like the last video. Lots of laugh. Peace, brother. Peace to you. But even right now, that's why you try to save the best for last. Even since the last time we actually came on a platform, and a lot of people was trying to come at me and say, you know what, like, look, man, I love it, man. I love the energy. I love the information that the sister was giving us. But the difference is sometimes I don't have that extra money to invest and see how do they get, or how do they back up and analyze, like, guess
That's
what,
right.
separate their wants for their need and build up that nest egg to invest because it's there.
Absolutely. I mean, I think for a lot of people, they really can trim the fat. Like you can really look and see where you can save on your expenses. I myself went through all of my Apple, subscriptions, and these things are just rolling and rolling and rolling, taking money out of my account. I literally went through and deleted all these resubscribe. What is it called? Renewals for next year that I didn't even know I had. So I definitely would challenge people to do that. But yeah, there's all types of expenses that we can cut and trim the fat. And we can do that by really just You hear people talk about a budget. Nobody likes that word. It's like the dirty discipline word. But at the end of the day, if you don't know what you have coming in, you definitely don't know what you have going out, and vice
Mhm.
versa. And so you have to do an analysis to say, I know I can save money here. I think it's really about priorities. Some things we have that we're spending money on, we don't have to spend money on. So if we can reposition, realign some of those finances that we have into some different products that's going to be able to pay for us in the future, the retirement income that we're talking about, tax free, then we can sit a little prettier, right? I think some
Mhm.
people want to appear richer than they are. And so some people are definitely having liabilities over assets. We have to shift our mind, get into some more assets, and really do that. So Shateka, I don't have enough money. I promise you, I can help you find money. That's one
Mhm.
of the things we do. We help you find money. And so if you would be honest with me in a needs analysis and list all of your liabilities, everything that you owe, right? What is all your debts? Do you have student loans? Do you have IRS loans? What kind of loans do you have, right? And then what type of bills do you have? Really streamline it and really understanding exactly line by line. Look at your bank statement. It's going to tell you a lot about what you spend your money on. All of your bank statements. And there are some people out here that don't even use banks. They just cash, right? I get it. But it doesn't matter. If you have money in a bank account, you're losing money anyway because the inflation rate is like 5.8%, and no bank is making that. So you got to figure a way to beat inflation, or you're going to be left behind and always behind, and definitely spending money that you don't have because you have to go and get a loan. The goal is to try to save as much money so that you can have at least an emergency fund. We're not talking about save your way to riches or save your way to wealth. We're talking about for an emergency fund so you don't have to tap into a credit card with high interest or to some high payday loan or anything of that nature. You can become your own bank, and there's all types of products out there that you can do that with, right? So number one, what's your cash flow look like? How much money are you bringing in? Everybody needs to have a side hustle. Everybody should have a tax
Mm.
break, right? The way to have a tax break is to have a side hustle. Why? Because the IRS favors business owners over W-2 employees. Not to bash W-2, because I certainly was one for many, many years. 13 years after I, came out the military, active, So at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do, but it is like one of the highest spaces to be in to pay taxes. So the IRS says, well, if you're going to be a business owner and you're going to give back to the economy, we're going to reward you. And here you are with 475 deductions that you can take to be able to have as write-offs. You cannot do that as a W-2. So most W-2s, they're beginning to become smarter. They're having a small business on the side so we can start writing some of this stuff off. I'm not even gonna get into that. 475 deductions. There's books out here. There's a lot of information out here to tell you what they are. But the goal is to get you some deductions so you can start keeping more of that money, because your highest debt is not what you think it is. It is taxes. I will tell you that all day long. Go back and look at it. All right. And I challenge you, if you're using any type of local, cheap tax professional or tax provider or tax preparer, however you want to say that, I challenge you to get someone that's going to be able to help you find your dollars and save money. I literally received 5 figures back when I changed my tax preparer. 5 figures. So I challenge you to have the right person doing your taxes, because taxes is where your biggest debt is, believe it or not. And if you don't have a business, get one so that you can start keeping more money. The money that you keep is the money that you can invest. All right. My goddaughter's leaving. Bye, honey. Love you. All right. So basically that is really what it's all about. Understanding your taxes and what you have to do about that.
Okay. And look, even right now, like, as we talk and some of the things I was looking at and listening to people, a lot of times, how many people, go out there and they buy lunch each and every day. And sometimes what you can do is that meal preparation. Like, you can prepare your meal. From my understanding, by preparing your meal, by the week, but it's no different than getting your clothes ready for the week.
Right.
Getting your meal ready for the week. There's certain advantage in that you can cut back, like you say, cutting the fat. So now, wait a minute, opposed me going out every day and going to Chick-fil-A, going to, whatever, what I'm saying, Subway or whatever. Guess what? If I do this is what I'm going to gain. And this is extra money that I can utilize, even if I'm a cigarette smoker, which I'm not. But if I was, how much a pack of cigarette cost? An arm and a leg. And the difference is, how often do you buy cigarettes? So there's different ways that you can cut back and find that extra money that you'd be surprised, because as long as you invest it and you're not touching it because you act like it's not even there, you letting your money work for you.
right? And there's products that you can put your money into that's literally going to help you to write off your debt. So you can use your money twice. Excuse me. So basically, the money that you can put in certain products, it'll be able to build cash value for you, compound interest for you, and that compound interest you can take and basically write off your debt. Like they pay your debt off. So people are literally doing that so that they can become the bank of their own money, like the wealthy are already doing. Some people have several of these types of accounts, so they can they have them specifically for different types of debt. So you think about it, as long as you can make money for you. How much money can you save? Number one. So if you can save, say, $100 a month, what could you do with $100 over time a month?
Right.
I'm just talking small dollars here, right? For some people, that might be a stretch, but I promise you can find $100. We can find $100 for a lot of things. And if you could put your money inside of a vehicle that's going to make money for you, and then now that's going to give you some different benefits, like being able to pay off your debt because of the cash value that's going to build up in it, giving you that death benefit that you need, giving you, protection against lawsuits, rather be creditors or whomever, giving you protection against market risk and volatility. Some people are putting their money into crypto and stocks and real estate and all these different things, and that's great, but there's still a risk there. But what if we could take that risk away and do what Warren Buffett says in rule number 1 and number 2, which is to never lose money by putting your money inside a product that can do that for you. So there's different products out there that can help everybody. It just depends on what your risk tolerance is. It's like, what is it that your vision, what's your goal? How much are you trying to accumulate? I often talk about retirement. So I'm gonna give you the real quick version of what that looks like from a calculation perspective, right? So if you, easy math, make 6 figures, $100,000 person, right? You make $100,000 even every year. You need to have 80% of that for retirement. Retirement averages of 20 years. $80,000 times 20 years is $1.6 million. How many people got that in their bank account? So you have to start. So people look for a miracle and they're like 45, 50, 55. They look for
Hail Mary.
I need my money like yesterday. I need to have my tax. They want all of this stuff. But listen, you're 45. You're 55. So if I can reach out to that person that's in their 20s, now I often tell people I wish I would have met me at 23 when I went to my financial advisor, because they told me to put my money in certain things that wasn't going to give me some guarantees like what I know that is out there today, right? There's some guarantees out there that's in writing. They are legit. I mean, the wealthy use them all the time. And that's how they're not able to pay taxes. They know the code, the tax code, IRS code 7702, which says that if you put your money inside certain products, you don't pay any taxes on the growth, right? So when it grows, everything else you pay taxes on, but certain types of products. And so that's what we're talking about today. Like literally, like understanding how this thing works. What are the termites to your finances? Taxes, finance charges, all types of charges, bank charges, credit card charges, and then fees, and then the interest that you're paying on some of those loans and credit cards. Those are your financial termites. And so if you can figure a way to stop having to get a loan because you have your emergency fund in place for your tire that blew out or whatever, then you're good to go. You have to reposition your mind to understand why your money, why you can never find yourself ahead when it comes to your finances. It's one, you're not making enough money, so your cash flow is number one. How are you going to make more money? Got to get a side hustle. How are you going to keep more money? Understand how to get the taxes, right? And then after that, really is about positioning your money in the right products that's going to grow tax-free. So now you're not continue to pay taxes on the growth of that money. That's where it's at.
Question. Even being, I'm not fortunate to be out of the game, I'm still a W-2. Even from a realistic standpoint, being a W-2, what is the percentage that I should be able to put away? Like out of my salary, what is percentage I should be able to put away?
It's good to talk about percentages, but that's different for everybody. For some people, that looks like 10%. For other people, that look like 30%. It's about what are your goals and how aggressive are you trying to achieve them. So if your goal is to save $20,000 a year, how much is that going to be every month or every paycheck? And then you backward plan from there. I think it's a better way to look at it, because it's not apples to apples comparison with percentages. I can't tell you to do 10% when you can do
Yeah,
5% because you make $100,000 versus somebody making $20,000.
exactly. Big
So
difference.
it's about how much. What's your goal? Number one.
Mhm.
What's your goal? What are you trying to accomplish by the end of the year in terms of how much money you're trying to save?
Okay.
And then divide that by your pay periods and make sure you stay true to yourself and save it and don't touch it. Put it in an account that it's like, I do not touch it. Like there's a direct deposit coming from your, your check to that account. And that's where it goes. And you don't touch it. And you have to have the discipline. Nobody's watching you. The best, way to grow is to have self-discipline. When nobody's actually watching. That's your character. So if you can have enough character built up to say, I'm going to save this. Write yourself a covenant, right? I've been talking a lot about covenant this year. And mine is more spiritual and faith-based, but have a covenant with yourself, right? Right before 2022, right? 2022, I'm going to have this amount of money saved by the end of the year on a piece of paper, in your journal, your diary, however you want to say that, and stay true to that. Figure out what that looks like every pay period. And then, hold yourself accountable to putting that amount of money in there every pay period. And hold yourself accountable to not touching that money. Hold yourself accountable to putting, look, there's one account that I have, I don't even have a card for, right? Like you don't even have a card for it. No debit card, no checkbook. It goes in that account. There's no way that you can get it out unless you go physically to the bank.
Okay. Now, another thing too is I like what you say as far as a hustle. So even right now, like, I'm just asking you, like, even being a W-2 and I want to hustle, it's like, what can I hustle? Like, teach me how to Dougie, teach me how to hustle.
Listen, I'm not a genie tonight now. I'm just listen. But no, I it depends on what you like to do. You could turn your knowledge into a hustle. Today, the NFTs, listen, you can create your own.
NFTs.
It's all about what it is that you want to do with the knowledge that you have to be able to help other people. Knowledge is the number one space right now. It's like, I forget the number. It's billions of dollars per year people are making just by having their stuff packaged in a course, an e-course, an e-book, those types of things, some type of, property that you can be able to leave a legacy, literally, right, for your children's children, because it's making money for you while you're sleeping, and somebody's learning off of your knowledge, your industry knowledge. Everybody has knowledge. Nobody wants to share it sometimes, but if you can be a person that can package that, that's one way. Me personally, when I was in a W-2, I looked at real estate heavy. I was heavy in the real estate game. I was like, let me get some houses, let me get some tenants, let them pay me while I'm in retirement so I don't have to go back to work. And that's what I did. I started collecting little houses here and there. And that was my strategy. That was my plan. But it is, of course, individual. It's subjective. So it depends on what it is that you do, what it is that you want to do. If you're a singer or somebody, maybe you go out and you do, or a guitarist or a musician of some sort. Maybe that's what you do. I got a friend, a colonel in the Army, and he's out here DJing. He loves to DJ. You would never think that a colonel in the Army would be DJing, but he loves it. And he's looking for gigs in the DMV area. So here's the deal. It's about what it is that you like, what's your passion. Get out there, do it, make your extra money, and have fun.
You just gave me an idea because I think I can sing. Some people, think differently. So you just gave me an idea. I love
it. You have a great Barry White voice, by the way. Give us a tune real quick.
Hey, never have I ever met a girl like you. Someone so tender, completely new. You change me, rearrange me, put new meanings in my life. No more sadness or madness. No more lonely night. It's over.
Yeah. Booty hoo!
Listen,
what
you know what? Hold up. So right now I can get a check?
Of course. You can cash that, baby. Okay. All right, that's what's up. I love it.
Listen,
it's all about having fun. And listen, it's a lot of ways to make your hustle out here. It really is.
But it is.
People are making money like you wouldn't believe, with all kinds of ideas. All kinds of ideas.
Look, hey, everybody is out there. Thank you for joining us this evening or whatever. Right now, with being Shateka been going back and forth. We had this going on during the summertime, and then life happened. And right now, we trying to commit to doing this, like, I'm saying, every Wednesday. And what is it called? I don't want to, what is it called?
Winning
Wednesday?
in Wealth Wisdom Wednesdays.
Mhm. Because knowledge is power. But a lot of things, what I like is because since our last interaction, I was blessed. I was blessed. The love of my life came into my life. And sometimes you don't know you need something until it comes.
That's right.
Being divorced, being single, whatever. I got a 3-month-old granddaughter that I am very much in love with. And to me, some of the things you was telling me way back when, even before she came into the picture. So that's something I definitely want to work on, getting something established for her now. So guess what? Like, let it sit. So when the time comes, only thing he's doing, like even right now, she's being a baby, kicking back, drinking her bottle. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? It's growing because that's what it's all about. And that's what you're saying. So imagine you able to set something up as little as what? Like a little as, hey, here.
15 days old.
Yeah. So that's my objective. So that's one of the things that, I'm glad you're back because I need that help, big time.
Absolutely. Well, it's good to be back, and definitely they might want to know my information. I don't know if you had a ticker. And there was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, definitely congratulations on your 3-month, right? 3-month-old. That's amazing. To be able to have children and everything, and so precious. A little, baby girl. Wow. What's her name again?
Her name is Gianna.
Gianna.
Yeah, Gianna,
Awesome
Princess Gigi. She got me wrapped around the finger, like wow, like man, those eyes. She be looking at me, like,
yeah. Oh, I know you got her spoiled already.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? We have to figure a way to make money while we're sleeping, and so that's really what I'm saying tonight. And if you continue to trade time for money, what happens when you cannot? Function in terms of whatever it is, rather it be physical work or mental work. What happens when you can't do that anymore? So you have to figure a way to make money while you're sleeping, right? Because trading time for money, it's called burnout. Mm-hmm. And there's no, how should I say it? No guarantees that you'll always be able to do that and always be able to reap a harvest from that. So always have a plan B anyway, right? Store up what you can, save up what you can. There's going to be times of famine. There's going to be times of feast. The Bible talks about that. So understanding what season you're in your life, how are you going to store up for the future? 7 years of famine versus 7 years of feasting, right? So it doesn't mean that when you have an abundance that you're going to be flashy with it and spending a lot of money with it. How are you going to reposition it to where it can make money for you while you sleep? See, the difference in some mindsets and some ethnicities is that, they look for that money to make money for themselves. And another thing I want to talk about is borrowing money. If you're going to borrow money, it is not for liabilities. Everybody does not. I want somebody to type that on the screen right now. When I borrow money, it is not for a liability. When I borrow money, I'm going to do like the rich and the wealthy do. I'm going to borrow money so that my money can make money for me. That's what they do. It's a whole different game out here. They're taking credit and turn it into a way to make money for themselves, not a way to buy anything, but an item that's going to help them produce more assets. That's what they use it for. People use credit cards to buy a house. Hello, somebody. They use credit cards. If they buy a car, it's to put it on Turo, Turo, to be able to rent to people. That's the only reason why they're going to buy a car. That's it. So we got to start thinking differently about how these liabilities need to be used. It needs to be money, cash flow generating is what it needs to be. Okay. It needs to be cash flow generating. I can't say that enough. When I say something twice, if you're taking notes, that means you need to write it down.
Somebody put it up there, Richard Knox. When I borrow money, it's not for liability. And look what you're saying. And I'm listening to it. And I like that because once again, see, a lot of times people only can relate to that TV stuff. And I'm going to take something from Power. You ever heard of that show called Power?
I have. Yes.
So the main character was what? Ghost, James St. Patrick. And right now, his son told him, you know what? Because he's supposed to be, teach me the game, Ghost. So the difference is right now is look what we asking you. Teach us the game. So the difference is look what you say. When I borrow money, it's not for liability. If I'm going to borrow money, I'm going to take that money and go ahead and invest that money and let that money work for me. That's the game. That's the hustle. But guess what? That's the legit hustle. And sometimes right now, it sounds crazy, but whoa, that's reality. That's reality. You're not using your money to hustle. You borrowing money, but you're going to get that back and more. You know
That's
what
right.
you're doing. Teach me, Shateka.
Yes, sir.
Shatika,
Yes, sir.
teach me how to hustle. Teach
Yes.
me how to retire before I expire.
Listen, negotiations is also where it's at. You have to know how to negotiate. I'm a misquote the numbers, but Sean John just brought back
Yeah, I seen that.
you
I
saw
seen it.
that?
Yeah, I seen it.
So what, 7.6 million, and he sold it for
7.65.
like 70 million
Yeah.
is what he sold it for. So he negotiated to purchase it back for 7.6. He instead of listen, they didn't 10x but him. They lost 10x. Literally, when you divide 70 million by 10, that's 7. That's what he sold it for. Understand how to negotiate. The negotiation power is where the wealthy are. They know how to negotiate. You're going to have to learn how to negotiate. You're going to have to learn how to buy a house. Let me tell you something. When it comes to real estate, as a real estate investor, it's not on how much you sell a house for. Come on, somebody. It's how much
you
you
pay
buy
for it.
the house for. That's where you make the money at. It's when you buy it.
Because
You have to negotiate. Understand what does that look like? Learn how to negotiate. If you don't know how, get you a mentor. Understand how to negotiate all day long. I'm a negotiating queen. There's one thing I can do. Listen, you have to do me. If anything, I'm gonna feel bad because I jewed you. But you're not gonna jew me. And I just went through a situation. I'm not gonna get into details, but when I was done, listen, you have to know how to negotiate. And it's super important. That's what the millionaires know how to do very well. Okay. So that's the other wisdom for tonight. I know we're getting close to time, but just want to drop a couple gems, however you want to call it. But what questions are out there? And if you're watching this replay, we want to know what it is that you want to hear from us. What can we teach you? What do we need to go dig up? Because I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a lot. So what is it that we can teach you in these upcoming Wednesdays so that we can, bring it to you? So if you're watching this replay, we want you to write it in the comments and let us know what it is that we can share. If you're here right now, let us know what it is that you want to hear from us. And what I know, I will definitely, and we'll have other guests on here too. It's not just me. I have some other power players that can come on here and talk about some different things. I have some amazing CPA, tax people, tax professionals that can really drop game here, and some estate planning attorneys. You need to listen. Let me tell you something. This is a game. This is a gem that you gotta listen. You got to go and do this if you haven't done it already. You have to own everything, right? Okay, and control everything, but in your name it can't be found. So I said that wrong. I'm gonna say that again. You have to control everything and own nothing according to your name. That's what the wealthy do. All right. So your trust owns everything. I'm gonna just put it out there. Your trust you don't own nothing. You $10, that's good. Your trust owns everything, but you control everything. And so it's just like you have in your mind. Listen, lose your Social Security, lose all that stuff. Put that stuff in a trust. So your family, your next generation can have what they need. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying. Listen, estate probate taxes ain't no joke. It's not a joke. And they're gonna start eating away like termites, everything that you work hard for. Okay. And we can't talk about it tonight because I don't have my paperwork with me, but so many superstars left with pennies, their family, people that have money galore, millionaires, billionaires, they leave a little bit of money. Why? Because they didn't understand that you got to own nothing but control everything. It has to be in a trust so that it can be protected, so that the state can't take it away from you. The state not going to tax it heavy because they can't, because it's a trust. So that's another whole game that people need to understand. And go to your estate planning attorney, find you a good estate planning attorney. Listen, I know this is highly African-American, minority centered, and I have an African-American list of estate planning attorneys that I can share with you, Brian, if people want to know that. But you really need to find you a really good estate planning attorney to be able to handle things so that when you go on to glory, they're not taking your children, everything from your children or your wife, your family, because you just didn't know no better. If it's going to happen to a superstar, what do you think is going to happen to you? And rather you're a superstar or not, rather you have superstar money or not, I'm just saying they should have the best lawyers.
Exactly.
Get you an estate planning attorney that know what they're doing. Vet them very well with the questions. I know you probably don't know what questions to ask, but do your research. It really is about that. There's just like 6 pillars to financial independence, and in the 6 pillars, taxes and estate planning. Those types of things are in there, and you have to understand those things. And if you don't, you need to get you, some type of financial mentor to be able to help you with that, because it really is about making sure that things are positioned, not just your money, but all of your assets are positioned in a way that you don't own it. The trust owns it, and that's way your whole family and your next generation, your granddaughter, daughter, and the daughter, and they'll be like, Uncle, Ryan or Uncle BGG left all this to us because he understood the assignment. He understood the assignment, and he understood to put it in a trust. And now we got this house forever, or this whatever forever, these houses, okay, this land, this money, this gold, whatever it is that you want to put in there, that trust owns it all. So the state can't take that. And I think that's where one of the largest gaps of understanding is. And so that's where a financial planner can help you. You need to get a financial planner.
Listen, you know what? I love that. That's very powerful. See, that's the difference. I love your energy. I love the information. And right now, where it's like, anytime like we have a conversation or whatever, you paint a hell of a picture. You got me visualizing every word that coming out your mouth. And despite some of the stuff I don't understand, but you break it down to me as if I was a 2-year-old, so I can have a complete understanding of the words that come out of your mouth. And to me, I love it. And right now, anybody that's out here tonight, you know what I want you to do? I want you to share this. I want you to get people to know that we're going to be back every Wednesday, at 7 o'clock, doing this. Because once again, knowledge is power. What the sense to have knowledge? You know what I'm saying? If you don't have no one to share with, what the sense of have education, knowledge, power, that you don't know how to share it. Everything about what we're trying to do is build the platform, getting people involved, educating people. And that's the difference, because even right now, she had helped me right now to get set up, because how many people, we rather have insurance on our cell phones. We got insurance on our cell phone. We got insurance on our clothes, on our car, but we don't have life insurance. So we want to be a burden upon our spouse, burden upon our parents. So the difference is right now, she educated me, hey, listen, bro, you need to get this. And you know what? That's what it's all about. How do we help people get what they need? How do we educate them? And I'm talking about, she just gave a ton of knowledge, Jew, for free. That's it. So it's up to you. Anybody can give you knowledge, but what you do with the knowledge. If everything that she gave us, we're not taking advantage of it, then it's senseless. We back to square one. Like we never even heard this powerful message.
Well, listen, I know that you are watching this, and you may or may not have shared this, but what helps people to see this information, because this is about community, right? It's not about me. It's not about Brian. This is about community, helping our community with the knowledge that they need to have to make a more informed decision. So if you can share this, but if you don't like sharing, no problem. But if you can like this video, okay, that would help that the rating and help people to be able to see the video and those types of things. So people can see this video, get this information as we move forward. That's really, really important. I know some of you are going to watch the replay. Definitely want you to like the video, want you to share the video. I'm sure at some point my information will show up. If you need to get in contact with me, you probably already know how to get in contact with Brian. But those are some of the things that you need to those are some of our call to actions for tonight. But we will always be here as much as possible on Wednesdays. Because again, life does happen a lot goes on with different things. I have clients that I serve in the evenings. So we may have this thing floating around or whatever. There may be some times when we can't do live, but we will have replays shown. Just gonna put it out there because we just want to be as consistent as possible. And if that means that it's not going to always be live, that sometimes it's going to be a replay, then it's going to have to be that. But just wanted to put that out there.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's all about. Like I say, folks, listen, like what she always says, she don't want to be long, but she want to be strong. Hold up. I don't want to steal your line. I don't want to steal your line.
I don't want to be long. I just want to be strong.
Yeah, and the bottom line is the words that come out your mouth are very strong, very helpful, very enlightening. And that's the difference right now, which to me, I want to be able to, continue this. We've been talking about it, bringing it back, making it count. And I think right now is coming back, you came back powerful. Even though you're not completely prepared. So I don't even know when you prepare, it's going to be fire. Like Lisa Key say, this girl's on fire, this woman's on fire.
We're going to have some presentations that I'm going to show. We're not going to do that tonight, but some nights we're going to have presentations and things of that nature as well. So you'll be able to see the information and be able to because sometimes people need to, everybody doesn't learn the same way, right? So some people have to see the information. And so I do have a lot of presentations that would be showing. Tonight is, I needed to be short because I got a lot going on. Of course, it's a holiday, but just wanted to start now and continue through the new year. Definitely want everybody to have a Merry Christmas. My birthday is Monday, so I'm going to be having a little small shindig party at the last minute. I literally just thought of it today. Okay, it's gonna be a drop-in seafood theme, and I love seafood. So okay, and I'm back in the seafood area in the Chuck.
Yeah. So look, I'm gonna drop by. You think I'm joking? I'm gonna drop
Come
by.
through.
I'm gonna drop. Hey, look, but listen, here it is. I'm gonna end this on this note. Go, shorty. It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. We're gonna sip a coffee.
Hey.
Hey,
All right.
hey,
Well,
listen, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. And right now is listen. This is something. What is the title gonna be? What?
winning and wealth Wednesdays, Wisdom Wednesdays.
Okay. So that's what it's
Winning
going
and
to be.
wealth Wisdom Wednesdays.
That's what it's going to be about, folks. So listen, what I want you to do, I want to thank each and every one for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us. But the difference is what I want you to do, share it. I want you to share it because once again, we can share that nonsense. You ever heard that milk crate challenge?
I
You
have.
know that? So the difference is like I watch and I see like everybody could participate with that nonsense, like the milk crate challenge, every nationality from all over the world, and they watching it going viral, putting up people killing themselves, people breaking their neck. But the difference is, why can't we stop world hunger? Why can't we stop racism? Why can't we stop the homelessness problem? You know what I'm saying? The mental illness problem, helping people to build generational wealth. That's it. So this is a perfect opportunity. So I want to see who's committed, who's not. Because once again, it's free. It's up to you. Right now, we're going to do this regardless of what. You can take advantage of it and get down. Like I got a BGG movement. You down with OPP? No, you down with BGG? Yeah, you know me. You know, it's best to give than receive. And that's what we do. And we giving back powerful, positive knowledge, information that's going to help you to help yours. That's it. No
That's
pity party.
no pity party, only a praise party.
All
So
right.
yeah, so like thank you so much for having me again. I know it's going to be short, but yay, we're here just to do what we got to do. Touch bases a little bit and let everybody know that we're back. And we'll be seeing you guys on Wednesday. So try to make some room in your schedules. Definitely can connect with me on IG if you like. On Instagram, I'm there. You know, outside of some other areas, but yeah, Instagram, same name, Shateka Husser.
So being that we back, are we going with number 45 or number 23? That's Michael Jordan when he came back out of retirement. He said, I'm back. He came back with number 45. So being that we back, I'll give us a question.
I knew the 23. I didn't know the 45. Sorry.
45. So
yeah.
We're back. All right. Hey, y'all have yourself a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you. Please share. Please like. Peace, love, and prosperity.
Samuel L. Jackson. Okay. Thank you. And thank you for the birthday wish. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Night.
Bless you.